the audio is working correctly, which it should be. All right, we're not gonna spend too much time delaying, so there's actually gonna be no delay. We're gonna jump right into it. We're looking at all the different ways to generate real estate leads on Facebook. So we are looking at the ways to generate those free leads for our business. Now, as you're coming in, a like is gonna go a long way. It's gonna send out the notifications that we are live streaming. It doesn't seem to want to connect to Facebook for the last 2 sessions, so I don't know what that's about. But again, we're looking at the ways to generate free real estate leads on Facebook. We're looking at all those ways. Now make sure you stay to the end because I have the secret trick, the secret tip that's going to help you actually convert a lot of these leads without necessarily even speaking to them. So there's something that you must absolutely do that's going to increase those conversions. Now we're going to go through all the strategies today. We're not going to leave a strategy unturned, but there's also something that's going to help you convert a lot easier. So with that being said, if you're new, my name is Jaime Resendiz with JaimeResendiz.com, where we're building one of the fastest and largest realtor communities worldwide. So if you want to connect and check things out, go to my website, JaimeResendiz.com, to find stuff there. So let's get going. Facebook. Many of you have Facebook. I would venture to guess that if you're watching this channel, if you're watching any of the content that I'm putting out, I'm going to guess that you probably have watched, that you probably have a Facebook account. I'd venture to guess that 99% of you have a social media presence on Facebook. Now, the first strategy that we're going to cover is one that is the simplest one to deploy, yet it's one that we lose our patience on rather quickly. And that is organic posting. Organic posting on Facebook is still the cheapest, most effective way to generate an audience and to generate real estate leads. So again, we're looking at free real estate leads leveraging Facebook. Now, organic posting, what that means is you're posting on your personal profile. A lot of you have a Facebook business page, but that's not where I want you to deploy this strategy. I want you to deploy this strategy over on your personal profile. Now, why is that? The reason being is because if you're posting on your business page, your reach is very, very small. So not only do you have to get a ton of people to like your business page, which there's going to be some resistance right there already, but even when you post and try to build an audience in a community through that Facebook business page, it's going to fall flat because the reach isn't there. So 100 people may like your Facebook business page, but less than 3 of them will actually see your post on a regular basis. That's why we're deploying the organic strategy on our personal Facebook page. That's where you're actually going to post consistently. And the structure is very, very simple. You're going to create content that engages, you're going to create content that educates, and you're going to create content that prospects for you. So that's where you're actually making the sale. So engaging, educating, and prospecting. So engaging post, to give you a number, you're looking at creating 3 engaging posts for every 2 education posts for every 1 prospecting post. So 3, 2, 1. If you're looking for a little formula, that is going to comprise your entire week, those 6 days that you're posting consistently. So again, we're creating content in an organic way, posting it on our Facebook page, and then also following that little simple formula of creating content that engages. We're going to get 3 posts out of the way there. Creating content that educates. We're looking for 2 posts there. And then we're actually doing a call to action from a prospecting post. So trying to get somebody to connect with you and have a conversation about real estate. So hopefully if this is making sense. If you have any questions on that, please feel free to comment down below. Now, when it comes to the organic strategy, again, we're talking about engaging, we're talking about educating, and then we're talking about prospecting. It's incredibly important that you follow up with everybody that engages with you, that comments, that likes, that shares. So every time somebody comments, every time somebody likes, every time somebody shares your post, get into their DMs as quickly as possible. This is where we lose our patience. This is where we as agents get a little bit flustered. We want things to go a little bit faster than they should be, but we fail to recognize that this is all free. These are strategies that you're actively prospecting. You are posting once and it's speaking one to many. Now you're speaking from 1 to 20 people that saw your post, 50 people, 1,000 people, depending on how many friends you have and how many connections you have. So once you have that engagement from your community, that's when you need to get into their DMs and start a conversation. I'm not trying to get you to talk about real estate immediately. I'm trying to get you to connect with your community as much as possible. If somebody shares your message, if somebody shares your post, get into their DMs. So I do this quite regularly. So just yesterday, I highlighted that we are opening the enrollment for the YouTube Agent Mastery with Javier Vidania and myself. And one of my good friends, Matt, down in Houston, he owns a podcast studio where if you're interested in a podcast, he can hook you up down there in Houston. He shared my post. I immediately got into his DMs. I'm doing this on a regular basis. So everything that I'm sharing here, I am doing in my own business. And we started reconnecting again. So I thanked them for the share and getting the message out there. And also we started a conversation again. Very same thing for your business. Now you may be thinking, well, Jaime, I only have 20 friends. That's okay. Understand that Facebook's algorithm is so powerful now that it digs into your contacts and it digs into some possible similar connections that you probably know in the form of suggested friends. So start adding some friends. The only reason I'm on social media is to generate business. I'm not necessarily on social media to do anything beyond that. I would much rather get some business out of it. Can someone outside states also do organic posting? 100%. 100%. Where are you from? Idea Club. Where are you from? I can't see your avatar that well, but I appreciate you being here. It's going to work everywhere. This strategy works everywhere. So organic posting, again, this is the lowest hanging fruit that you can have. Go and friend as many people that you have acquaintances with. And if you want to use this as a prospecting strategy, then go and friend as many doctors that are in your area, as many dentists that are in your area, as many people that have a profession that generally generates a 6-figure income a year. And you can use Facebook as your entire prospecting strategy. So just with Facebook, if you focus on nothing else but Facebook alone consistently, you're going to find that it brings you a ton of business. So that's the first strategy. So let me know if you have any questions on that. Again, we're covering all the different ways that you can leverage Facebook to generate free real estate leads. Now make sure to stay to the end where I'm going to give you the bonus tip that's going to help you actually convert a ton of these folks. Alrighty. Facebook groups. Facebook groups are still heavily underutilized. Now you may be thinking, well, Jaime, there's so many Facebook groups. Yes, there are, but they're still heavily underutilized. So if you log into YouTube, if you even you tune into television, you see that Facebook is running ads for Facebook groups. So Facebook itself is running ads to get people onto Facebook and creating Facebook groups. You're still being rewarded. It's a huge opportunity that we are not capitalizing as we should. So I'm going to break this down into different categories. So again, we're looking at Facebook groups and how to leverage Facebook groups to generate free real estate leads. The first type of category or the first type of group is the real estate related groups. So there are a lot of groups out there on Facebook that specifically speak to real estate. There's buy, sell, trade. There's garage groups that generally have a little real estate twist on it. There's a ton of groups in every single market. I can't think of a market that doesn't have something like this. So in terms of category, we're going to look at 3 Facebook group categories. That first one is the real estate related groups. Join as many of those as you can. And then we'll talk about how to actually convert these leads. The second category, again, we're talking about Facebook groups. The second type of group that I want to share with you is the community-related groups. The community-related Facebook groups, this could be something like you're commonly going to see, you know you're from Dallas when, you know you're from Texas when, everything you need to know about Arlington, all about Dallas, all about Fort Worth. There are so many community-based groups, so these are geographical, that these groups get massive. These groups get into the 10s, 50s, 100,000 member. There's just so much going on. So joining these community groups is extremely important. Pakistan, Welcome, welcome, welcome. And yes, they will work there for sure. What should an engagement post look like? Great question, Charlie. It can be something as simple as a meme. A meme is a great thing. Is a great thing to post. An engagement post is designed to just bring attention to you. So it can be a meme. It could be you sharing a story from your previous from a previous client. It can be you anything that's going to bring attention to you, engagement to you. You can do it on the positive side or you can do it on the negative side. So post something that will bring some hate towards you. That's up to you if you want that. But anything that's going to draw attention to you, anything that's going to elicit that like, that comment, that share. So memes are the easiest way to do that, because you don't even have to create the meme. You just need to reshare it and people will come to you. So that's does that help, Charlie? That's what I mean by an engagement post. Anything that's going to bring some people's likes, some comments, some shares. So again, Facebook groups is where we're at. We're generating some free real estate leads. Now would be a great time, if you are here, to hit that like button to send out the notifications to the rest of us that we are live. All right, so Facebook groups. Again, we're looking at 3 categories. The first category we talked about was real estate related Facebook groups. The second category we talked about was community related Facebook groups. And the third category that we're going to talk about is the referral Facebook groups. There are groups specifically dedicated for referrals. So, and these are referrals anywhere. Again, every single market is going to have these. If you don't see a referral group in your market, if you're in Lubbock, Texas, as an example, which is West Texas, create your own. And we'll talk about that here in 2 seconds, but create your own if you don't see one. Referral groups are a fantastic way to build a business quickly, because you're going to realize that there's a lot of people moving into your town, but there's also a lot of people that are moving out, and not everybody has a strong referral network. So I'm not trying to brag or be boastful or anything, but in my line of work, when I'm talking about, because I talk about real estate marketing education quite a bit, I do have a lot of connections across the United States. So I know once I get business, or once I get a lead that wants to move to New York, well, I know a good amount of agents in New York, all over New York. Same with Florida, same with California, same with Oklahoma, same with North Carolina, same with everything. So I have most of the United States mapped out. And again, I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm sharing that with you, that you can have this same type of access, if you will. You can have this same type of referral network, leveraging Facebook groups that talk about referrals. So joining these Facebook groups that all they do is referral groups, it beats my network, because you can drop in a hey, I need an agent in Wake Forest, and somebody will help you out. On the contrary, somebody will, if you're working Lubbock, Texas as an example, hey, I have an agent moving to Lubbock, Texas, who do you know? So you can claim that, or offer your services to that agent that needs an agent to service their client. So these are great ways to get those free referral leads. You do have to pay a referral fee, by the way, but it's another way to start building your database extremely quickly without you spending a dime, right? So Facebook groups, again, we're looking at 3 types of categories. 1 is real estate related, 2 is community related, and then 3 is referral related. Now, how you actually convert these, regardless of which platform regardless of which type of Facebook group you're in, conversion is the same. The first strategy is engaging as much as possible. So once you get into these groups, turn on all the notifications, especially the referral groups, and start engaging, start commenting, start tagging other people, start bringing others into the conversation, start posting. You want to take over that group within reason in the conversation. So when people see your name, it's familiar to them. So you want to indoctrinate yourself into the culture as quickly as possible, into the culture of that Facebook group, because you're going to find yourself very rapidly being tagged and being other people are going to tag you whenever, as an example, if somebody says, who's the best realtor in Lubbock, Texas, as an example. Well, if they see your name enough and they see that you've contributed enough, people will remember, oh, Jaime, he's from Lubbock, so let's tag him. That's how powerful it can be. quick recap. We're looking at how to generate real estate leads for free, and we're leveraging Facebook only. We talked about the organic posting. And when we talked about organic posting, we're making posts that engage, that educate, and that prospect for us. And we talked about how to do that. Now we've just talked about the Facebook groups, and there's 3 types of groups that you can leverage. One is real estate related, the other one is community related, and the third is referral based related. So if you have any questions on that, please feel free to comment down below. Now, the third strategy is Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is still one of the best ways to get a ton of leads by the dozens every single day. So if I had to restart the business all over again, I would live in Facebook Marketplace. I've sold investor deals where I have somebody purchasing some of my investment deals straight cash from Facebook Marketplace. Listings from Facebook Marketplace. There's just so much business that has come from Facebook Marketplace. So if I was looking to get my next deal, that's where actually I would start. So Facebook Marketplace is a great way to leverage somebody else's platform, aka Facebook's platform. It works very similar to Craigslist. A lot of you are familiar with Craigslist at this point. A lot of you are familiar with Marketplace, but you might not have tapped into it from a real estate lens. So the strategy here is very simple. You are securing inventory, whether that's you ask for permission to market a property that is that was listed for sale or just listed for sale, or you get a property from a builder, a local builder, and then post the property itself on Facebook Marketplace. Now you're not going to share everything, but you're going to share some pictures. You're going to share a little bit of a little bit of the details of the property itself, and you're going to invite people to connect with you. So what this looks like in practice is going to the D.R. Horton new build community, seeing what the floor plans are, and then posting one of the floor plans on Facebook Marketplace, and people are going to start DMing you very, very quickly. So it's a great way for you to get a ton of leads rather quickly. So again, this doesn't require really that much work. It doesn't require any money, and we'll have a lot of people reaching out to you. The big differentiator here on Facebook Marketplace versus Craigslist is that on Craigslist, you start from absolute scratch. You don't know if these are real people or these are scammers, these are fakes. On Facebook Marketplace, their social media is attached to it. So if you see somebody that just created their profile yesterday, and they're asking a lot of interesting questions, this might be a scammer. So let's not engage with those individuals. It's a great way to filter out those people that are beyond tire kickers that are actually going to hurt your business. So Facebook Marketplace, again, if you're looking for a quick lead, if you're looking for a mass number of conversations, that's where you need. Promise to you a very important tip, something that is often overlooked, something that will help you convert a ton more people. And it's going to help you convert a lot of people by all the active things that you're doing, like posting on groups, starting groups, posting organically, and leveraging Facebook Marketplace. It's going to help you from all your active strategies. But the reason that I want you to deploy this next strategy is not necessarily for the active marketing. It's more for a passive marketing. And that tip is pretty simple. It is brand yourself. This is going to help you convert so much business, because what's going to happen is, let me back up and share what I even mean. So branding yourself means going to your personal Facebook page, redoing your cover, updating your contact information, updating the place that you work, putting in a little bit more effort and sprucing up your personal profile, and make it a brand. Make it your brand. Share about your why. Share about why you're in real estate, why it's important that people work with you. Having a rebrand is incredibly important now more than ever, because people are looking at you. Again, we're talking about all these active strategies. Eventually somebody's going to click through and look at your profile. But what we're after is people that are just encountering us for the first time. We want to let them know who we work with. We want to let them know where we work. We want to let them know why we work the way that we work. So creating your personal brand is incredibly important, and that starts with your Facebook cover page. That starts with updating your contact information, where you work, your profile picture, and really having an optimized personal Facebook page, which is going to help you brand yourself. So when people are clicking through to your profile and seeing, is this person a real deal,
You want them to be impressed. It's that first impression. If you have a picture that is 50 years old and you are just not even making an effort, it is very fuzzy and you're just not making a much of a splash, then people are going to move on. They may have been sold by your message. They may have been sold by that comment that you made over on Facebook group, and somebody else may have tagged you on that referral group. But when that agent that's looking for that agent that's looking for that referral to send that referral somewhere, when they click through and see your profile that's completely outdated and it looks like you're not putting any effort into it at all, it's going to have a bad reflection on you and your personal brand, but it's also going to have a bad reflection on your business. So that sometimes we miss that. And you may be the best agent in the history of ever, but if that's the perception that you're giving to the outside world, then they're going to move on and look for somebody else that might be a little bit more current and a little bit up to date on what's going on in the real estate industry. Alrighty, well, hey, it has been an absolute pleasure. If you are watching this message right now, don't be part of that 80% that is not subscribed to the channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell, because I've noticed in my analytics, 80% of the folks that watch this content are not subscribed. So let's go ahead and fix that right now. If you have any questions or would like to connect, encourage you to go to my website, JaimeResendiz.com. Again, we're building one of the fastest and largest realtor communities worldwide, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Talk to you soon. Bye.